Hello, I'm Epic Butter. I'm one of the top ranked players in SoulStrike. I've been playing this game for about a year, and I'm here to talk to you about what happens after stage 5000. So let's start off in stage 5000. You get into a new place called the United World. Now what this is basically called the Dmg Zone, and instead of tiles you have zones. So what I mean by that is, instead of having to research every single tile, you really research a zone. So this whole brown zone is Purification Stone of the Sun. Anytime I sit on any one of these, it will count towards that, and it'll count towards these rewards, which reset once a month, which is really great because of these things called the Soul Chalice, and you're going to need a lot of them. So getting up here is great, and that's one of the best reasons why you should be up here. Over here also, there's gimmicks on each tile that are actually beneficial for you instead of just negatives. Here we have the Intense Sun, so it increases damage dealt by friendly units using fire skills. So you want to find a tile that matches your skills and matches your element and sit on it for your research. So I have a few that I've highlighted across the map. So over here I have the Salt Desert, over here I have Forest Counter, and pretty much they're all fire boosted friends. The second thing that is new would be this green energy, and this green energy kind of changes the game quite a bit. But it won't change the game until you're at stage 7000. So let's talk about that. At stage 5000, you get all of these unlocked, and then at stage 7000, you get the bottom unlock: advanced basic attack damage, advanced skill damage, advanced ally damage. Now what this is a huge multiplier for your skill stat, so much so that if you have enough in your relics, in your abilities, in your other areas, the contribution from the gear line is actually greatly diminished. So that means that you really don't need skill or ally damage in your lineup. You really just need it everywhere else. So that makes things like Wise Lord Ring really required, but that does free up a line. So kind of a change in gear. I know I was saying before you have to have skill before, and that's still true up until you're at stage 7000 and you have enough points into your skill. So you can drop skill after stage 7000, and that's green energy. It kind of got me messed up. I had to change my gear. Ugh, that's how that felt like. Now what else is new? Stage 7000, GBG2. That's definitely a different game mode. We get something called Kronos energy, or Kronos souls. Yeah, we get Kronos souls, and at a certain amount of Kronos souls, we can actually go redeem this for a Kronos soul part. So you know what? Why don't we do that? So people have asked me, what are my feelings about the Kronos soul and ultimate parts? Personal opinion, I don't really think it's super great. I think we still need to see more about what it can do before we can really decide if it's good or not. But over here you can see it costs 4,000 Chrono Souls. They dropped the Clover cost from 1,000 to 200, which is quite nice. And I think they kept the Soul Shard requirement the same, and that's fine. So we'll go ahead and make one, and let's see what we get. So, alright, we just crafted our Kronos box, and let's go see it. Here it is. I'm a little scared. Okay, so we got the face, and a scroll. Okay. So we're gonna open the face, and let's see what it is. Let's see if it's useful. Who knows? So the Kronos face, HP hit, HP. Yeah, this isn't really useful. Possession might be nice for the Kronos energy as it's MP, but overall I don't think this is very useful. It's pretty bad. I'm just gonna use it for the synergy possession if I ever need it, if it becomes a thing. But yeah, that's Kronos Soul. Most of the time it's just kind of a disappointment. It's generally how that feels. Another thing to talk about is we got a new Constellation, Leo. Mine's not very good. I'm going to start off by saying that, but I don't have a lot of Stardust to mess with. But early game players, you really want to try to get final damage as high as you can. Late game players, you really want to get efficacy boost. Mine is not a keeper by any means. Mine is not even really acceptable. I think you really want to try to get both of these values much higher. I think in the 200 range combined, but that's as much as I know. Is you want final damage as much as you can in early game, and then efficacy. This actually goes off of your gear line, so this makes the efficacy boost gear line very good. And so this you want some efficacy boost towards the late game. So that's kind of the new Constellation. The other part is they added something called Star Call. So you can continue to roll after you've maxed out. However, it will cost an increasingly amount more Stardust to use. So that's kind of that in a nutshell. That being said, we also got a new 5th ally. So a 5th ally slot, most of us are using Sophia and Jaina. They did recently make a change where Charlotte is very good, where she has a 150% attack buff, which is quite nice, quite high. So I'm trying her out. Alicia, she's one of the recent collaboration allies. The big thing here is she reduces defense down by 40, and her attack is a very AoE-ish attack, so it's quite nice. Vivette for me is the fire build. Vivette reducing fire resistance penetration, also having those fire boost gates, so it's quite nice. This is kind of what I'm running right now. I'm just trying it out. Some people are telling me I should try Grandis. Some people are saying I should try Vanessa. This is Vanessa here. So those are kind of my options right now. But right now I'm just using Charlotte. I'm just still trying her out. Oh, there's a new attribute tree. How could I forget? So the new attribute tree is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. Cerilius, I guess? K-Rilius? I don't know. Either way, what's really important is the harmony of yin and yang. And they state that now ally damage and skill damage calculations are applied using these adaptive stat values. So whatever your ally damage and skill damage put together, that's, I think, trying to balance out the two builds so that you're not super heavily punished for going one way or another. That being said, the actual implementation of it, I'm not sure how many people felt stronger. I think there's like a mismatch between the element boost and its impact towards allies versus its impact towards skills. There's something there for me where I've noticed that if I don't have Solion on, I will have Alicia do a ton of damage, but if I do have Solion on, everything else will do damage. So kind of weird. Not entirely sure what the deal is there, but overall you do get stronger. Everything hits harder, so it's still something you would kind of want to go for. So kind of worth it in that sense. Now the new attribute tree requires level 13, and it requires a ton of attribute points. So what I generally recommend is dumping your basic attack damage. For me, I dumped these side ones. I dumped MP recovery, I dumped attack speed because I have high breakthrough. I don't really need this attack speed here, and I'm really just trying to free up as many points as I can. Silver gain, soul gain, don't need. I don't use water crit damage, so really just trying to maximize what I can everywhere else. And really you want to get here, so this requires almost 91 points. So you need 91 points for Harmony Yin Yang. You got to find it somewhere, so take your time. You'll get here when you get here, but this is definitely what you want to go for after you get the pet tree. So that's that. Now they added something to treasures, and the right word to call it, I guess, is like kind of breakthrough for treasures or upgrades for treasures. And I think to really go over is you want to grab crystals, as many as you can, from the dispatch center, and you want to grab as many scrolls as you can, and you just want to upgrade your highest treasure slot for your ally that you have that and what I mean by highest is your highest grade, so your highest mythical grade with your highest fire boost or element boost of your type, and upgrade the bejesus out of it, because this is what will really elevate your element boost way more. So in terms of opportunity cost, this is what you want to do. So that's kind of the treasures. Similarly to breakthrough, your option boost rate kind of goes up, but at this point for me, since it costs 3 scrolls, I need to start diversifying. However, I don't have another mythical treasure, so I had to diversify into other things. So that's kind of what I had to do. But once you get those mythicals, you're just going to feel a massive power upgrade. And I think that's what I had for this update video. There's really not, hopefully that was just short and sweet. And Thanks for watching. I hope that helps.